Have you ever observed what happens when a woman enters a room and, without speaking a single word, manages to make everyone notice her presence? It is not merely about physical beauty. It is not the designer label of her clothing or expensive makeup. It is a quiet force that reveals itself in the most delicate details and even in the silence she chooses to maintain. This woman has developed something that completely transcends appearance. She has cultivated habits that transformed not only how the world sees her, but also how she perceives herself. And that is exactly what we will discover today. But before we continue, if you do not subscribe to Rich in Beauty right now and leave your like, you will miss the upcoming tips that can completely transform the way you see yourself in the mirror and how the world perceives you. Because these women who possess magnetic presence were not born this way, they developed 11 specific habits that make them irresistible. The first thing these women understood is that, as recent studies about new generations demonstrate, experience represents the new value of this era. That is why they build their identity through conscious decisions, not passing trends. As Seneca would say, virtue consists of a desire that is in accordance with nature, but between us, a virtue that looks better when accompanied by purpose and presence. First habit, they maintain elegance even when everything is falling apart. Anyone can appear centered when everything is calm, but it is in chaos where true character reveals itself. A woman who maintains her elegance when everything around her is crumbling is not just admirable, she is unforgettable. Stoicism teaches that we do not control events, only our reactions to them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not over external events. Understand this, and you will find strength." This awareness is what transforms an ordinary woman into a true beacon of stability. She breathes deeply when others become agitated, observes silently while others rush, acts with clarity where impulse would scream for haste. Her calmness is not apathy, her elegance is not fragility. It is pure self-control. Second habit. They choose their fragrance like someone who chooses their energy. There is something hypnotic about a presence that remains even after the body has departed. A light, clean, subtle fragrance, one that does not invade, but simply whispers. It is the most silent extension of the harmony between who you are inside and what you express outside. As Seneca said, we should live so that our actions speak louder than our words. The same applies to the scent you choose. It speaks without sound, touches without hands, and remains without effort. It is an invisible mark of who you are, not through intensity, but through consistency. The conscious woman does not mask herself with perfume. She expands her presence through it. And precisely because of this, she does not overdo it. She knows that excess betrays insecurity, that excess breaks the enchantment. Her scent should be discovered, not announced. Third habit, they walk like owners of their own space. Even before uttering a word, the body has already spoken. The way you walk with straight spine, open shoulders, and slightly raised chin is a silent declaration that you belong to yourself. Montaigne would invite us to observe our posture with humor and curiosity, not desperation, because a woman who walks consciously is not trying to impress. She is in harmony with herself. Science proves what the Stoics knew centuries ago. Studies indicate that people who adopt this posture tend to be seen as more dominant and influential. But it is not just about how others see you. An upright and confident posture can help increase your self-esteem and self-confidence, making you feel more powerful and capable of facing challenges. Posture is presence. When you straighten your spine, you are not just improving your appearance, you are training your mind to remain in the present. It is as if you were saying without words, "I am here, I have value. I do not need to beg for space because I am the space." As researchers discovered, good posture will promote more security and self-esteem. A woman who walks with intention, even in silence, inspires. Because her posture is not only physical, it carries history, decisions, limits, and virtues. On the other hand, a hunched, hurried, or withdrawn posture is more than physical fatigue. It is the reflection of a mind that forgot its own value. Fourth habit, they speak with kindness, but have crystal-clear boundaries. The way you speak has the power to transform an environment. Words can heal or hurt, welcome or push away, build up or tear down, and a truly irresistible woman knows exactly how to use them, with sweetness and firmness, with respect and clarity, with empathy and non-negotiable boundaries. As Epictetus said, "We have 2 ears and only 1 mouth to listen more and speak less." Speaking with kindness is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, more strength is needed to maintain calm than to lose control. A conscious woman does not need to shout to be heard because when she speaks, each word has weight, purpose, and presence. True irresistible communication is born from 2 pillars: self-knowledge and self-worth. Those who know what they feel and what they deserve do not accept emotional crumbs. They know how to say no without guilt. They know how to say yes with awareness. They know how to pause when necessary, and mainly, they know that silence also communicates. 5th habit, they master the art of eloquent silence. We live in a noisy world. Too many words, too much noise, too much urgency. And precisely because of this, a woman who speaks little but with intention becomes impossible to ignore. She does not waste her voice. She sharpens it. And when she decides to speak, each word has weight, purpose, and presence. As Epictetus said, "If what you are going to say is not more beautiful than silence, then do not say it." A conscious woman understands that not everything needs to be explained. That mystery is not absence of clarity. It is emotional mastery. It is wisdom in action. Speaking little is not staying quiet out of insecurity. It is choosing consciously, like someone who polishes rare jewels before offering them. Each phrase, each pause, each well-positioned look communicates much more than hurried speeches or excessive words. 6th habit, they smile with their soul, not just with their lips. A true smile is not just a gesture. It is the direct reflection of a soul at peace. When a woman smiles authentically, without the intention to please, manipulate, or show off, she emits a vibration that disarms defenses, softens environments, and warms even the most closed hearts. It is no coincidence that Marcus Aurelius, even being emperor and leader of armies, said, "Inner tranquility is the greatest of powers." And there is no purer expression of that tranquility than a smile that is born from within. Stoicism teaches us that we do not control what happens around us, only the way we react. Smiling in the face of chaos, frustration, or the unpredictability of life is not naivety. It is refined emotional strength. It is as if she said silently, "None of this has the power to extinguish my light." 7th habit, they dress as an extension of their own soul. Even before uttering a word, the world is already listening. Your appearance is the first silent language that speaks for you. And it is not about ostentation or vanity, but about intention. A woman who dresses consciously transmits exactly that. I know myself, I belong to myself, I honor myself. Stoicism teaches us that each action should reflect who we are internally. As Seneca said, "Nothing is more beautiful than simplicity made with intention." And that is precisely what dressing with soul represents. A beauty that is not in trends, but in the coherence between what you wear and who you really are. Studies on elegance reveal that women who master this art follow a fundamental principle. They plan what they are going to wear. Whether thinking about what they will use during the day the night before, or organizing the wardrobe to create combinations that really work with their lifestyle. As fashion specialists discovered, true class transcends fads, and it is in classics where we find its foundation. An elegant woman invests in basic pieces that harmonize with her routine and body type, whether it is perfect jeans or a well-structured coat. Your style does not need to follow external rules. It needs to reflect your truth, whether classic, daring, minimalist, or creative. The important thing is that you feel at home within yourself, because when the exterior is in harmony with the interior, your presence becomes stronger, more centered, more memorable. 8th habit, they care for their hands like someone who honors their own history. Hands say everything without making a sound. They are a silent but precise language. They transmit intentions, character, habits, and even the level of care a woman has for herself. And that is why a conscious woman pays special attention to them. In Stoicism, virtue means coherence between what you think, feel, and do. When you care for your hands, keeping them clean, soft, with natural and well-treated nails, you are living that coherence. You are saying, I respect myself enough to care for even what many consider invisible. Each cream applied, each small gesture of moisturizing before sleep is an intimate ritual that nourishes more than the skin. It nourishes the connection with your own body. It is not about aesthetics, it is about presence, about inhabiting yourself with more delicacy. Ninth habit. They cultivate self-care rituals as life philosophy. Caring for the skin may seem simple, even superficial, but for a conscious woman, this act is sacred. It is not only about aesthetics, it is about how you treat yourself. Because skin is the largest organ of the body, but it is also the first mirror of your inner energy. Stoicism invites us to moderation, respect for ourselves, and presence. As Seneca said, the body should be treated with care, but never idolized. And that is exactly what true self-care represents. Not vanity, but discipline, attention, and silent self-love. Recent research shows that an efficient and practical beauty routine can transform not only appearance, but the relationship you have with yourself. The secret lies in consistency. As skincare specialists affirm, the important thing is not to give up. Start again from where you left off and life continues. 10th habit. They maintain intellectual curiosity as a source of youth. Women who embrace life with wisdom understand that learning does not end with school or retirement. They see life as a continuous journey of discovery and learning. This curiosity and openness to new experiences keep the mind active and enrich life. Research on healthy aging shows that women who remain intellectually active develop greater resilience and embrace changes more naturally. They cultivate self-care not only physically, but mentally, practicing physical exercises regularly to strengthen the body and preserve mobility, reserving time for meditation and reflection. The commitment to lifelong learning is a habit that helps these women live with purpose, providing them with a sense of continuous fulfillment and satisfaction. It is not about accumulating information, but about keeping the mind awake, the heart open, and the spirit young. As studies on women who age well reveal, they value authentic relationships, preferring quality to quantity. They understand that life is too short to be spent with people who do not bring happiness or support. 11th habit. They live at peace with themselves, and that is powerfully attractive. There are women who do not need to explain themselves, prove themselves, or compete. Their presence is enough. A comfortable silence, a serene look, a firm gesture. They do not impress. They impact. And the secret behind that magnetism is not in appearance, but in the inner peace they carry. That peace does not come from a perfect life or the absence of conflicts. It comes from the brave decision to stop looking outside for what can only be built inside. As Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Recent studies on female self-esteem reveal alarming data. Research shows that 20% of women suffer from low self-esteem, compared to only 3% of men who consider themselves ugly. But the women who developed that inner peace broke with those statistics. They are not victims of external patterns. Now you understand it. What really makes a woman irresistible is not only her face, her clothes, or her voice. It is her silent energy, built away from glances, in the intimacy of habits, and in the firmness of decisions. It is the presence that transforms an environment even in silence. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the goal should always be virtue, excellence, and not having success as an end in itself. And if at some moment in this video you felt that these words touched your soul, it is because that woman already exists in you. She just needs to be awakened. That is why, subscribe to Rich in Beauty now, because you deserve content that awakens your best version. Leave your like to show me that you are connected with these ideas, and activate the bell so you do not miss the next videos that will continue polishing that extraordinary woman you are becoming. If you want to become an elegant and sophisticated traveler, I recommend checking out Be Elegant While Traveling, Global Etiquette for the Sophisticated Traveler ebook. The link is in the first pinned comment below. Today you learned that being irresistible has nothing to do with perfection. It has to do with presence, purpose, and inner peace. That true elegance is built in small daily habits. and that a conscious woman does not need to compete because she already knows her own value. Presence is worth more than appearance. Comment if you like this video. And do not forget, I left several links in the first pinned comment for products that will help you on this conscious self-care journey, because you deserve to invest in the incredible woman you are becoming every day.